Well, it's been 4 years since Carti last dropped an album, and that type of inactivity would drive anyone crazy. The fact that this album was almost named Narcissist would also make anyone pretty much do the same. Along with another album he announced called Baby Boy. This had people pissed. The fact that they weren't only waiting on one album but two, matter of fact, is just insane. But no more complaining. It's now out, so we're gonna see if it's worth the hype.
I can't come to your party, I might come to
The intro to the 30-track long album, you heard that correctly, is an aggressive synth-filled opener that shows you what timing Carti is on when it comes to this album. And honestly, it just sounds like noise to me. This barely counts as music to my ears. And Carti sounds very bad on this beat, so this counts as the first skip on this album. The follow-up track shows both Carti's desire for sexual activity and Travis Scott's relentlessness towards his enemies, along with an angelic choir that comes in during the chorus. That part elevates the song, but it's mostly okay to me. I think Travis sold on this for the most part. Not a bad song though. K-pop, better known by its prior name, Ketamine, is a song about doing hardcore drugs and the base drug that the song is named after, along with Carti's self-confidence of him being a boss that can't be fucked with and how he low-key got that shit on. It's hard-hitting as hell and it's the first banger on this album.
Disrespect the 5, I put your ass in the food chain. My phone, she say Miss Jackson.
Just like the song's name implies, the beat is sinister and fits great for the dark energy Carti brings to the track, along with the amazing build-up leading up to that insane beat drop. The song was previously teased on his Instagram during the album's rollout.
Let's get it. Steps out the window, whoa. Like, whoa. My arm out the window, how you whoa. Sway like Winslow, ho.
On a rather futuristic beat for a change, Playboi Carti raps about his many accessories along with his ability to pursue women, in which he compares to Mojo Jojo's plotting. He's also assisted by Kendrick Lamar here as he provides hilarious ad-libs to his every word.
Wow. Brand new eyes and brand new nose. Let's go. Let's go. Bend it over, touch your...
On an acoustic sounding beat that Travis slides over, he raps about buying different luxuries for his girl. Carti then raps about his jewelry and fashion sense, along with shouting out the Philadelphia producer Filthy, who has worked with Carti on multiple different occasions, him even having production credits on the last album he released. BNYX and Lil Uzi Vert, two other frequent Carti collaborators, are from Philly as well.
I'm fresh in the building still. She tryna wait for the deal. All black mess with the kid.
On a trap beat reminiscent of the early Jeezy influence and a beat that a prime Chief Keef would slide on back in the day, Carti raps about the luxury cars he has parked in his driveway along with his swagger. We also get Lil Wayne ad-libs on this song, but not a verse from him, unfortunately. Rather Lie is the highlight of the album for me, with an instrumental that will make you ascend. The Weeknd sings about wanting to lie to keep his significant partner in his life rather than her leaving him, which can also be a double entendre on Carti's part, as he would rather lie to his fans than not have any. Then Carti uses AI for his verses, which you're pretty used to now because he did the exact same thing on Timeless and raps about him wanting to pursue his girl and his drug lifestyle. It makes sense why I like this one the most, considering that I still return a lot to his album Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is almost as long as this album was but has quality throughout.
My bitch so bad she can't even go online. Don't say you ride for me, no.
A nice lil track before we get into the main action of the album again. A breather, if you will. On this song, Carti's talking about a very attractive woman that's so attractive that Carti can't even show her anywhere. He also admits to cancelling the antagonist tour to watch a movie. Realest shit I've ever heard come out of his mouth.
Let's go, let's go.
On Backdoor, Carti raps about a lavish lifestyle over a soulful beat as he's backed by Kendrick Lamar and Jhené Aiko on the chorus, who both do a beautiful job. Toxic is a dark bass-heavy track where Carti raps about the violent mosh pits he has at his concerts along with spending money on new vehicles. For the most part he sounds like he has a speech impediment when he says certain words. I don't know if that's because his lips are getting fat, but it sounds weird to me. Skepta carried this one for me, but not nearly with the same type of energy he brought on Lean For Real on the last Carti album he was featured on. On this euphoric sounding production, Carti raps about his drug addiction and spending habits. I don't know why the swearing in this song is censored, but it doesn't affect my enjoyment of the song much. I got pretty used to it during the Donda era of Kanye's music.
I'm trying to see where you winning. I'm trying to see if you winning. How you trying to fuck up
The turn-up anthem crank samples Fuck Taylor Gang by Space Ghost Perp, in which the beat goes hard as shit. On this track, he interpolates a bit of the original as well as rapping about his cars once again, with him saying that he left a girl once because she kept slamming them. That seems reasonable to me. He also talks about how nobody can contact him cause he doesn't always wanna deal with others.
Drive through the city, looking for a wife. I put his head in the bed. I stay.
On this epic sounding trap beat, all three rappers talk about charging girls entrance fees to have sex with the three rappers. On Future's end, he raps about this girl worshipping him like a god. On Carti's end, he raps about blazing in the city. And on Scott La Rock's end, he raps about the money he has spent. Future kinda sells on this song. Carti has the best verse and La Flame's verse is way too short for him to have an actual good verse. Another pretty okay song.
Good credit. Now I'm about to apply for Home Depot credit.
The song's title comes from a sample used in the intro and outro of the song where two comedians from a May 2024 skit, Blake the Great and Professor Jug, talk about fraudulently opening up a Home Depot credit card just to spend money on it. Professor Jug did get arrested for credit card fraudulence though. The song's drum pattern is similar to the one Cardo used on the Euphoria beat, which works in Kendrick's favor. Carti's verse is full of self-confidence as he talks about his lifestyles and encounters with different women. Then Kendrick's verse is very lyrically complex. He starts by taking jabs at Drake, saying he lost the money he needed to buy a new Patek because of how much he gambles and loses. He then alludes to his op list, which included 50 Cent and others. And since his list of ops was full, he most likely left Kendrick off it. He then incorporates an rhyme scheme where he references Usher's 1997 hit My Way, the Gusher fruit snacks and the Rucker Park baseball court in Harlem. He then references how much effort he's been putting in and continues to mock Drake as he retaliates against him, telling him to drop a diss on him. He then represents his luxury and references Rocky's court case where Ali pointed at him and how he was quick to do so. He then references the Luka Doncic trade as he was moved farther west as he became a player on the Los Angeles Lakers. He then acknowledges the hate he gets being genuine and the love being from a not so genuine place as he closes the track out.
Start from the bottom,
On an energetic beat, Carti raps about used to not having much to making a name for himself. It's good.
Pass me something, ease my soul.
On another epic sounding beat, Playboi Carti talks about sexual endeavors once again and texting a woman to come to Atlanta to be with him. Travis Scott's verse pretty much centers around the same topic. His verse is very majestic, by the way.
I'm jumping on drugs, I'm jumping on drugs. Don't do that, my nigga. I'm jumping on.
On a song where Carti and Uzi play a devil and angel role, the devil in this case wants to drive under the influence, in which Uzi condemns almost instantly, working against each other in some sort of way. This song was recorded in 2023, which is why there's a mention of pink tape on here. Song's okay, but it's way too short.
The morning leather and the heels like Eddie. I'm rockin' baguettes. You niggas is petty. You bitches is petty. I'm coming through.
Trim, known by the name it previously went under, Really I'm Trim, is a throwaway from mixtape Pluto where Future shows Carti how to actually use his deep voice and raps about flexing and saying that he's really on that timing. Then Carti raps about not taking his competition seriously and also does some flexing on his part. This would have saved mixtape Pluto if it was on there, but I'm glad it's released regardless of what album it's on. Cocaine Nose goes for a more punk sounding beat to fit Carti's rockstar aesthetic. And like the name suggests, he talks about drug addiction and threatening to kill people. It goes hard.
They doing anything just to get inside this room, trying to see the way we kick it, wanna see the way
We Need All the Vibes is a vibey melodic track where Thug raps about setting the vibes just right for the women in the club. Then, because this happens to be Ty's expertise. He sings about treating a woman right and buying her all the nice luxurious things she wants. Then Carti raps about the sex he's receiving from a girl he's with. The beat works well for all three artists.
Oh, she bad. Who you see? Michael Jackson. Beat it.
Olympian has an electronic trance beat to it as Carti compares his chains to those of an Olympic medalist. He also raps about swerving in traffic and staying alive. Starts out strong in the first half but then turns into Carti moaning in the second half. Also, this track was doomed the moment DJ Swamp Izzo said this.
Streets ready for this shit right here.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
She can't suck my dick, I make this bitch just suck my nuts. I told that girl, can she?
Twin Trim is a solo track by Lil Uzi Vert that is meant to serve as the interlude of the album. It's okay but also way too short. On a happy and upbeat style of production that samples Bend Over by Rich Kids, Carti compares his likeness to Lil Wayne's, even using his vocal delivery to do so. He also raps about drugs as usual.
On this one got it, Carti talks about popping pills and gives a shout out to Pee Wee Longway, especially his mixtape series The Blue M&M.
Walk is a boisterous track that samples Bankroll Fresh's Sydney. May he rest in peace. On this song, Carti talks about all the profit he's made and criminal activity that involves vandalizing property, killing someone, threatening to shoot someone and throwing an empty pistol, as well as mentions of drugs. Not surprising in the slightest.
My friends dead, leave them in the cold, put them in the tundra. I go rape child, second I...
HBA, which is an acronym for Hood by Air, is a bold track named after the fashion brand Carti sported at a Destroy a Lonely performance in 2023. The intro alludes to drug use, telling listeners to get as high as he is so that they can get the music more. He then confronts the hate he's been getting for years, saying that he doesn't wanna hear Michael Jackson comparisons because he's trying to thrive in his own lane. He also says that the people trying to copy and run off with his sound aren't gonna have very long careers due to their uncreativity. He then shouts out his 2 children, a son named Onyx and a daughter named Eve. It is unknown what his custody on his children are. Harley Raw links up with Carti again on a song where he talks about his cars and his homeboys. On the final track, which has an energetic beat, Carti reps where he's from, which is South Atlanta, and his luxuries, which guess what those are. And now for my overall thoughts on the album. Honestly, this album is mid in my opinion. There are some really good highlights on here, but it's hard not to expect filler on a 30-track long album. Definitely some skips on here, but a lot more songs that I would be willing to go back to. Overall, I give this a 6.5 out of 10. But what do you think of the album? Was it worth the wait, or should we have kept that shit? Please let me know in the comments below. And with that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.